Right, lads, who do we think will win the Champions League this season? The Champions League group stage draw is on Thursday night. This is either, the way you look at it, obviously Man City, I think, overwhelming favourites, being the holders. But when you look outside Man City, it's, if they don't win it, it's one of the most open Champions League tournaments.
Yeah. But someone has to come in and beat us.
Long time.
That's the
the problem.
Real Madrid and Bayern Munich can do that.
And Inter Milan. That's the problem. Like who knocks them out of the European Cup? That's my issue with it.
I think Real Madrid look really good. Jude Bellingham's popping up with big goals already in the league, and he looks cocky and arrogant and look a proper Real Madrid footballer. I think they could definitely bounce back 1,000,000%. They've done it year after year. The only thing I'd say about City is that we've started in the kind of way that it looks imperious for other sides around Europe. It looks like a side desperate to retain the Premier League, let alone the Champions League. But of course, by the end of the season, it's all about form. And Bayern Munich have got maybe the best striker in world football in Harry Kane scoring goals for them at the moment.
Yeah, this is almost what I hope. I would like Kane to win it. I think there's something poetic, and it would be a real V-sign to Tottenham for him to win the European Cup at Wembley, a stadium where he played as a Tottenham player. It'd be, his former lost. And do you know what else I think would almost definitely happen? Kane scores home and away against Arsenal in the quarterfinals.
Oh, please.
Don't you think?
Do they make it out of the group?
Arsenal make it out of the group. I think all Premier League clubs make it out of the group. We're just such a rich league, aren't we? That we should be, all the English clubs should be getting out of the group. Yeah. I can't see beyond Man City, but I kind of want Kane and Bayern to do it, and Tuchel. I kind of want that to happen, so I can I could see a world where it happens, because I wish it into thinking. But to stop Manchester City retaining it, the only reason why maybe it doesn't happen, and this was part of the reason I predicted Arsenal to win the league. 4 Premier League titles hasn't been won in a row for a reason. No English club has retained the European Cup in its current format for a reason. Retaining the European Cup is very, very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Winning it once, as you and I know so clearly, is very difficult to do.
Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to the club. We are brought to you by the wonderful people at Super 6. If you don't know what Super 6 is, then where the hell have you been? Download the Super 6 app. It's a free-to-play game. You predict 6 scorelines. If you get 6 correct scorelines, you could win £250,000. And we have our own club mini league. The code is Club23. Join that league, get involved, and not only will you have that chance of winning £250,000 every single round, but also if you finish top of our mini league, we'll give you a £100 classic football shirts voucher. Nice and easy. Click the link, download the app, join our league, and we'll see you over there.
So there is something to say that Manchester City, although I think they're the best team, maybe they don't win it because history has taught us that you don't win it from this position.
I think you're spot on. I think the big factor is sometimes the momentum of other clubs, because we got smashed by Real Madrid last minute, Benzema, etc. At the Bernabeu, and then we kind of we got past them. We had revenge against them at the Etihad. We absolutely smashed them. We smashed Bayern Munich. So I look at Bayern Munich. They've gone out and lost to Man City, little old Man City. Their hierarchy in Munich, we absolutely hate that. They probably thought they could have won it.
I don't think you can do the little old Man City.
No, but Bayern Munich's hierarchy will definitely look at City thinking, how have we lost to Man City here, being the European juggernaut we are? What have they done? They've gone out and signed Harry Kane to go and win the Champions League. So if they play us, they'll be thinking.
Also, in that
so
game,
many chances they missed.
That's what I was going to say.
They
in
missed
that
so
game,
many chances.
Look, I'm not making any sort of snide dig against your win, right? But for the first 20 minutes of that game at the Etihad, if there was a striker who was clinical, you could have been losing.
I was even talking
also,
about
the way teams set up against your changes completely
had some
as well.
big chances.
What, because of Kane on the pitch?
He's
scoring all the time as well, isn't he?
They're going to treat you a bit different than if Choupo-Moting is lining up.
I think we can all agree around this table, though, that sorry to cut you off, is the 3 clubs. I don't think Barcelona get involved. Arsenal, obviously Liverpool aren't even in the competition. I don't think aside from Italy can do it. I think it's Bayern, Real Madrid, and Man City.
You know what it is, though. Yeah, we would never have expected Napoli to get as far. AC, and as the season progresses, there's always a team or two. The Monaco's down the years. I remember United getting knocked out by Dortmund in 96, Porto, where a team just builds up this momentum during the season. They click into gear in their league, and then their coach is tactically just spot on, and he's in rhythm. And
also, you need a bit of luck. If it goes your way in the Champions League, it will always. If it just happens, let's just pretend that Lady Luck smiles on Newcastle in the European Cup. They'll suddenly find themselves in a semi-final, and once you're in a semi-final, they'll take 15,000 fans away from home, it'll go mad. I'm not suggesting that happens.
I don't think we'll win it, but I think United could have a good run in it. You know, when you look at Varane's and your Casemiro, and then
that's true.
Ten Hag's been to a semi-final with Ajax. He's a manager that knows how to do it.
And lost the Spurs.
We've been really good in the cups as well.
Yeah.
Should we do a little gut reaction then? Where do Man City finish in the Champions League?
Semi-final.
Semi-final. What about Man United?
Quarters or just before that.
I think groups for me. I think you'll struggle to get out of the group. No, I think you'll struggle to get out of the group.
You're just an idiot.
Newcastle.
No, I think Newcastle weirdly going to go.
They'll get out of the group.
No, they'll go out of the.
They'll get out of the group.
They'll get out.
Yeah.
You said go out in the group.
I think they finish second and go out in the next round, or I think they'll have a big result in the Champions League. Though.
Like, just remember that the Premier League clubs have so much money.
Yeah.
Like Everton. We were talking about them earlier. They're like all over the place financially. They're still one of the top richest 20 clubs in the world. Like, the Premier League's disgraceful for this.
And what about Arsenal? Sorry, we haven't done Arsenal. Where do you think? I'll say for Arsenal, quarterfinals.
I want Kane to knock them out.
Struggle. Yeah, I'd love that.
Isn't that just the best
You think
story?
they'll struggle and quarterfinals? That's quarterfinals
for a Premier League team. That's
most of Arsenal's squad haven't played Champions League football. It's not squad team 11 that.
Yeah. I don't. What are you trying to say?
Arsenal, that'd be great if they got quarterfinals.
I think their fans would say differently. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's because they're idiots.
So that's a very good point. I think
quarters for Arsenal is about right. That means that they get through the group and then knock someone out in the last 16. If the draw is slightly unkind to them,
they get Real Madrid.
They get done in the 16.
Which is what they did for years. Champions League. They get Raya in goal. There's a lot of youth there. A lot of youth. Eddie Nketiah up front.
Is there any way? Okay, well, let's play a quick game. Who wins the Champions League? But you're not allowed to say Man City, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid. Who wins the Champions League?
Barcelona.
Who wins the Champions League? But you're not allowed to say Manchester United either.
Oh, I'm not allowed to say any of those three teams.
So, four teams for you. Man City can't win it.
I wasn't going to say Man United anyway.
I was going to say Bayern Munich before.
I was saying Luke Brett's going to win it. Are Luke Brett's going to win it? No.
Is there anyone other than the obvious?
For a fan of a team that has less European ratings than Forest.
You bit on that one. It's late in the day. Come on, you bit on that one.
He's a holder, isn't he? He's a holder. He's allowed. You get away with it. You got a year of this, but then it stops.
Might retain
Napoli.
Yeah, that's a good shout. They're both good shouts from you, both. Fair play.
Both their big names have stayed, actually, yeah.
Fair play, the best of it.
Keeping hold of Osimhen and...
What is the best European away that you've ever done it? Not a final. You can't have won it.
You know what I really enjoyed? Moscow, in a weird sense.
What? 08?
No. Moscow, like...
Oh, the groups?
Just being one of a few people going out somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a really nice feeling. But for me, Bernabeu is the greatest stadium I've ever been to.
Amazing.
Like, we drew 1-1. We drew 1-1, but Welbeck scored. It went 1-0.
Yeah.
Like,
that in the black kit, was it? In the
red? No, we wore red. It was 2012, 2013.
I can understand why you say that. My cousin's an Arsenal fan, and he was in the Bernabeu. You know, when Thierry Henry, when they won 1-0. He kind of uses that like a European cup. Like, it annoys me because I'm like, we've won it twice, and he always goes, "Have you ever done that in the Bernabeu?" And at the time, until we have one in the Bernabeu recently, but until we hadn't played there, you know. So I found it really annoying. The best, do you know? You said that about being like one of a few.
Germany.
I went to Kiev. We drew 0-0. And we played Dynamo Kiev. But I went, and honestly, we had, from England, like our end was full, but there was a lot of, Russian Chelsea fans, Ukrainian Chelsea fans. From England, I think there was like 300. And I was one, it was in that section. That was an interesting experience. And do you know what I did? I went to, when I was a kid, I remember Arsenal playing against Kiev in the old ground, Rebrov and Shevchenko and that. And Chelsea's kids played. So I went to that game just because it was in the old ground. So that was a good trip. And obviously Kiev's so historic and that. That was a good one. I had a good time. Yeah, this was good.
How was you must have loved the Champions League final last year.
Well, Turkey's beautiful. I mean, it's the stadium wasn't, and UEFA's organisation was absolutely shocking. But the experience of what I saw on the pitch, the way City dominated that game, it was one of the best days of my life as a football fan.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Taxi 4?
I got a great taxi 4 this week. Rory's barber.
Yeah. Let's just shove him in the cabby.
Agreed.
Let's shove him in the cabby.
Agreed. Yeah.
What was it called? Barber and barista?
No, I don't want to do anybody. I don't want to do anybody's business a disservice. But
Coffee and Cuts. It was called.
Yeah. Very upset. I'm still. You're making jokes. It's because I'm upset about Højlund.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't wait till Højlund scores the winner against
Scores 1 in 30.
I don't know who I'm more invested in scoring against Chelsea now, Mount or Højlund. Might be.
It won't be, mate, you better back Højlund because it won't be the other geezer.
Guys, thank you for listening to another podcast from the club brought to you guys by Super 6. Thank you to Super 6. Remember, join our league. Club 23 is the code. Download the Super 6 app. 6 predictions in a round. If you get 6 scorelines correct, you could win £250,000. It's so easy. Thank you to my co-hosts Rory Jennings and Buvey. Thank you for listening. Give us some 5-star
reviews immediately.
Yeah, we've slowed down on them, haven't we? What can we give away?
Buvey,
free haircut from Rory Jennings.
Buvey will take you on a date.
Yeah. So yeah, give us a 5-star review. See you in a bit.